Good morning, YouTube. You're probably wondering, hey Dan, why are you standing in front of a BMW M6? Well, that is because we did a consultation service and helped a client of ours buy this.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
So I wanted to talk about it because that's something that we do and we offer for you guys. And it's one of the services that you can buy from our website, normalguyssupercar.com. A lot of people are like, well, why would I need a consultation service? And there's certain things that we can do for you that you might not have experience doing. So it's not as common that we have people asking us to do stuff on things like BMWs, but even though I don't really know BMWs, Josh does. Josh has a ridiculous amount of experience with BMWs that I don't have. So what happened in this particular instance is buyer of this car reached out to us and said, hey, I found this BMW M6. It's very rare. It's actually one of 8 in the world. That is a manual transmission convertible M6. Competition, yeah. So it's pretty badass. The buyer of the BMW reached out and said, hey, I found this great car, and then we sent Josh out to Seattle.
Yeah, it was Seattle.
And Josh checked out the car, inspected it, drove it, looked at it, whatever, negotiated for it, all that stuff on behalf of our customer, and then they
actually had it shipped back here. He wanted us to do. We did a diffuser on it. I'm gonna install a dash cam for him, do some maintenance, like change the oil, change the transmission.
Just get it ready to go.
Just get it ready to go. He wanted it like turnkey, ready to go. Don't worry about anything. So that's what we're doing for him.
So this is kind of like the white glove side of the service that if you want it, it's, we can take care of everything for you, and this particular client wanted that. On the other end of the spectrum, a lot of people just need a phone call. They're like, hey, I just have this car that I'm interested in. I have some questions. And if you think about it, this is all we do, right? So yeah. We've personally looked at many hundreds of different Ferraris. And that's the thing is, for someone who's never owned or even driven a Ferrari to go look at a Ferrari and say, this is a good or bad car, it's pretty hard to say because they don't know. Like I admit, the first time I drove a Ferrari, I had no clue what I was doing. The 430 that I had, let's admit it, when I bought it, it was kind of a piece of crap. And I thought it was fantastic. I was like, oh man, this thing's amazing and whatever. And then I get it home, and next thing you know, you start learning about things and experiencing other cars.
Oops.
Yeah, I was like, oh, yeah. So that's one of the things is we have seen and dealt with all sorts of stuff.
Well, I've not only done Ferraris, I've bought thousands of cars and looked at thousands of cars since I've been doing car stuff.
Of which a lot were BMWs and Mercedes.
Mercedes, BMWs, Audis, Porsches, Jaguars, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And so if you factor that in, and then factor in his experience with the dealership that he ran for over a decade, and then the fact that we've both been going out and looking at these cars, it's a good thing.
Well, if you're buying a car from someone else, there's no incentive for us to say you should buy this or you shouldn't buy it.
Right.
It's like, here's my opinion of it. Here's what I think you should do. And then, it's kind of up to you, but we can tell you, is this a good car? Does it have any accidents? Does it have problems with it that we can find?
Would we buy it?
Would we buy it? Do they have a title? How much should you pay for it? We know what questions to ask the seller. And it could be a private seller. It could be a dealership. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and if you're paying us, it doesn't affect us whether or not you buy the car. So we're going to give you a completely unbiased opinion. We want you to get the right car. We want you to be all set. So when you're paying someone and that's their primary objective, that's what you're going to get. We also find that if you pay us to kind of do negotiations or whatever, 9 times out of 10, we're able to negotiate the car and utilize the fact that we have a dealership and can wholesale it or whatever, and get the car at a better price than it costs for you to pay us. So usually
that's the hope. So it doesn't cost you anything if you get us involved, hopefully.
But if you're going to do that, you need us to get involved before you contact them, because once you contact them, then they'll be like, oh, there's multiple buyers, whatever, and it just gets ugly and it doesn't work out right. So if you have us do that, like I said, 9 times out of 10, it saves you more money than you pay us.
And something else too, if there's a Ferrari out there, 430 or something, and they're asking 150,000, and you call us and say, hey, I'd like you to go negotiate this, but I only want to pay 120, we're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
It's got to be realistic. And you have to be willing to pay the asking price before we would do that, because there's a good chance if it's at a franchise dealership like a Ferrari dealer or whatever, they won't come down on the price at all. It doesn't matter who you are or whatever. So you have to be ready to pay the asking price, and we hope that we can get it for less.
So ultimately what we're saying is, it's an option for you if you're not sure if you need a second set of eyes. It doesn't have to be a car that we're selling. It doesn't have to be a car that, you know, we have any stakes in. It could be a car that's across the country. Now, if you do have us go look at the car, then you're paying for our travel expenses on top of a fee to have us go look at it. So if you're interested in any of those sorts of things, just reach out to us, sales@normalguyssupercar.com, or you can go check it out on our website. We do have a few things listed for sale. You can choose between just having us do like an hourly thing if you don't need much work, or we can set up something bigger like a white glove service, or something in between where it's
Just
just
send us an email
Yeah.
if you have a question and say, hey, here's what I want to do. What do you think I should, you know, what's right for
Right.
me? And then we'll respond and we'll take it from
Yeah,
there.
we like to customize it to fit your needs, whatever those needs are. I have a 100% money back guarantee if you don't like our service, and no one has ever asked for their money back. So I feel like we're doing pretty good on that. Of course, I just jinxed myself, but whatever. Anyway, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for watching. We will be doing a lot of cool car stuff, so you're going to want to stay tuned. It's going to be sweet.